What made the difference defensively today? And can you guys sustain something like that for another 7 games? If you have
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think you can. Not every team is built like South Florida. Not every team has those components. So each game is a challenge, and you have to adjust your defensive game plan, your defensive philosophy for every game. Depending on tomorrow's game plan is going to be a lot different than today's, because the team we're playing is a lot different than the team today. They pose different problems than the team today. So there are some things that happen, in the games, depending on the matchup, that are easy for us to handle, easier, and then there's some matchups that are not easy to handle, and we're going to struggle. And that's why making shots is so important, To me, if you say, well, you're going to have a hard time defending like this for the next 7 games, if we play 7 games. Okay, but if we shoot it like this for the next 7 games, then I like our chances. I think you want to be able to count on your defense more than making shots all the time. So we'll see. We'll see.
How important was it to get Nafisa and Crystal a bit of a blow in the fourth quarter? 3 games, 3 days.
Yeah. They were able to, at least step back and watch. It's not easy on them because they have to go. They have to play their butts off, and they can't afford to get in foul trouble. And that's not an easy way to go. That you can't take chances. You got to, you can't make any mistakes defensively. You can't get yourself on the bench with fouls. So the fact that we were able to give them a rest without it being foul issues, we're going to need that because tomorrow's going to be tough. And it gave our younger guys a little bit of an opportunity to play as well. And I'm hopeful that tomorrow we get contributions from everybody like we did today. I thought today was, yesterday was kind of FISA, and today was our team. So I like that.
Is Olivia in a much better place than she was a month or 2 ago and being able to change the complexion defensively?
Yeah, Liv is one of the most laid back, unaggressive kids I've ever seen that has, a ton of ability to do things. And this not having Lou has given her an opportunity to play a ton of minutes, which is going to be invaluable come the NCAA tournament time. And she made a foul line jumper. She made a drive to the basket and scored and got fouled. She got rebounds when she needed to. She blocked shots when she needed to. She's given us exactly what we need. And when Lou comes back, I think we're a better team than we were before Lou got hurt, because of what's happened with Megan and Liv especially. And Kristen has gotten more involved the last 2 games. So it's not ideal, but they've had a chance to do some things that they might not ordinarily have had a chance to do.
Have you seen enough out of Megan in the last month or so to know that she can consistently do this? I mean, maybe not 25.
Well, yeah, I don't
24
know.
points,
I think she had missed her last 11 before tonight, 11 threes, I think. So I hope that this kind of gets her off and running in the right direction. She's a really good shooter. I mean, I don't have any doubt that, when she's got an open 3, that it's a pretty good chance it's going in. I feel really confident in that. What we need from Meg is the other stuff that she's done, the rebounding part, the getting to the free throw line, the getting to the basket hard, those kinds of things. The being engaged and being, aware of everything that's going on. That is as much maybe as the points she scores. So yeah, I feel really good. Megan's got a lot of ability. That was never in doubt. Now it's about can you sustain it for 3 more weekends after this one, hopefully.
Players talked a lot about listening to the scout. I know you mentioned yesterday that they hadn't done that in previous games. So
yeah,
today you obviously saw what you were looking
yeah.
for.
Yeah, think about that. Think about that statement you just had. Okay, think about that. I've been doing this for 35 years, 34 years at Connect, 40 years or something like that. I've coached some of the best players ever to play college basketball. And I got a group of guys that went, I think today we're going to listen to Coach Auriemma's scouting report. That would probably be a good idea. So we've played 32 games. So I guess all those games that we've won and all those banners, they were still skeptical that I knew what the hell I was doing. So I'm glad that we finally convinced them that if you just pay attention a little bit, I think we can help you be really good. So I'm happy that they're acknowledging that.
Well, Crystal knew the difference between her left and right today because that kid had a hard time going left.
Right. And we showed it on the film. And I showed them over and over and over again. And actually one time I said, repeat after me. And I said, we're going to force her right. Repeat after me. We're going to force her right. Okay, good. It's like coaching
Focus on her,
kindergarten.
right?
Yeah, then we had to get, which right are we talking about? It was 2 questions. Force her right? Yes. Do you know who's right, yours or hers? Hers. Got it. Let's cross our fingers.
Was there something that made the defense better today? Was it attention to detail that they finally did listen?
I think a little bit of that, a little bit of, Crystal was great, defensively. Kristen did a really good job, and we were able to, as I said earlier, we were able to force them to have to make shots under pressure, as opposed to, shots that just come out of their offense nice and smooth. So we were a little more disruptive today than we were last week. But the difference in the game, they scored the same number of points today. They scored the same number of points today that they scored last week, maybe 10 less. I don't even know. So the difference was in how many shots we made. We made a lot more shots than we did down there. So when you do that, it makes your defense a lot better. Like I said, when you're up 5, yeah, I'm going to put us up 8. When you're down 15, I got to make this. Changes things. I know some guys, they're hitting 3-run homers in the bottom of the ninth when you're up 5. I know guys like that. With the bases loaded in the ninth, and you're down 1. Not so.
You talking about
Not so
anyone that
much.
got engaged to Jennifer Lopez yesterday?
I'm not saying anything. I don't know anything about that stuff. I'm just saying.
I did.
I know guys. They make, they hit 35 home runs. 30 of them were when their team's up 7.
Can Crystal make an impact even if her shot isn't falling? I mean, she didn't shoot the ball particularly well today, but again, she played really well defensively.
Yeah,
So
you can have an impact lots of different ways. Liv didn't make any shots yesterday either, and she had a huge impact. So Crystal's impact today was defensively, and her impact was getting the ball to places where we needed her to take it and create some opportunities for other people. I think I like my point guards to have a lot of confidence. I think the more confidence you have, the better player you are. I think it takes a lot of confidence that your first shot at the beginning of the game is a 40-footer. I don't know that I'd like them to have that much confidence. So we said, Crystal, how about we just go a little bit closer for your first shot of the game? Maybe get in the lane and get something and save the 40-footers for the halftime $10,000 guys.
You talk about Marissa winning Patriot League.
How about
Coach
that,
of the
huh?
Year.
Jesus.
Were you surprised?
So excited. I don't know if I was surprised or not. Coach of the Year things come in a lot of different packages. Well, whoever won the regular season, that's who gets Coach of the Year. Or somebody took over a really bad team and they finished higher than they were supposed to, so they got Coach of the Year. You never know how it's going to go. But I just knew one thing. Whatever they did last year, they were going to be a lot better this year. However many games they won, they were going to win a lot more this year. And that I wasn't surprised about. But I was pleasantly surprised that she got Coach of the Year. She was She was really excited. You know, when you're a first-year head coach, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Everything that goes wrong, you think, I can't do this. I'm a lousy coach. You know, I wish I was back in Connecticut. You know, and sometimes you need to be validated that, yeah, you are doing a good job. You do know what you're doing. And I think that, to me, is the biggest thing. I was so happy for her. So happy for her.
Can I throw a statistic at you? You know, I know how much you love this. It's 13 straight 30-win seasons.
How many?
13.
Yeah, but
Wait.
we lost two straight Final Four semifinals.
Actually, wait, 14.
How many?
14 straight.
14 straight? Okay. I like, you know, I like when people give me numbers like that because it makes me go, really? I didn't know that. Sometimes I think you're making them up because they can't be real. Right? They can't be real. And you start to forget that there's so many great things that happen every year in our program. And if you're not careful, and I'm the biggest culprit of this, all you remember is the latest failures. So, you know, the thing that's most in your mind is, you know, we lost in the Final Four 2 years in a row. So sometimes you need to be reminded of what you just reminded me of. It feels good to be reminded of that. Because if you're not careful, you actually think that you could win 6 or 7 or 8 national championships in a row. Which if you were to tell me down the road, you know, this is your 8th national championship in a row, then I would say you're lying. Because that's not possible. So I think we need to focus more on the great things that we do on a regular basis. Still acknowledge that, yeah, the goal was to win a national championship. But that's why yesterday I asked you, what's our record? Because I don't keep track of that stuff anymore. I don't keep track of that stuff anymore. We still find, league championship trophies in the laundry when we go look for stuff. So I need reminding of that. So does my coaching staff, and so does everybody, that what we're doing is almost impossible to do. And obviously it's not impossible because we've done it. But obviously it's very difficult to do. How difficult? No one's ever done it. I would think that's a pretty definition of something difficult to do, right? No one's ever done it.
Well, think of it. The 11 straight Final Fours, is it? No one else has been to more than 5.
In a row.
5 in a row. I think
So when we lose, either next week or the following weekend, make sure that's the headline.
11 out of 12?
11 out of 12. Say we're 11-1 in the last 12 years.
I don't know.
Let's put a positive spin on this.